So I just came across this free music streaming app called Nuclear. It pulls music from places like YouTube and SoundCloud. Isn't that wild?
Wait, seriously. A free music player that aggregates content from multiple sources. That's surprising. How does it even pull that off?
Exactly, it's like Spotify, but without the paywall and with a larger library. Imagine having all that music access without any subscriptions.
Right, and it's community-driven too. Users can suggest new features and even vote on them. That kind of engagement is pretty rare for music apps.
Totally, plus you can scrabble to Last FM and get real-time lyrics. I mean, it sounds too good to be true, right?
Well, it does have certain limitations. For instance, sometimes it can be a bit dodgy with song lookups. That's a red flag for me.
True, but no ads and no accounts needed. That's a huge perk. It feels more user-friendly in that regard.
Definitely, but how about the quality of the music? Can you really find everything, or is it more like a curated selection?
From what I've read, it pulls from a broad range of sources, so you get a lot of variety. It doesn't feel too curated, which is refreshing.
That's interesting. It reminds me of that one time I found a rare album on a lesser-known platform. Dives into the obscure side of music.
Exactly, and the genre browsing feature can really help discover hidden gems. Imagine finding that unique track no one else has.
But if they rely on sources like YouTube, what about that issue with copyright? Are users safe from takedowns?
Good point. The app focuses on content that's legally free to use, but it's definitely something to consider. Copyright can always be a gray area.
Right, and it's also worth noting that the quality of content could vary. So how do they ensure audio normalization?
Great question. They're using a feature that automatically adjusts volume levels. It's supposed to make for a smoother listening experience.
That does sound appealing. No one likes the abrupt changes in volume, but let's not forget the reliability of those free sources.
Exactly. While it sounds great on paper, the actual performance really depends on those free libraries holding up.
And you mentioned downloading unlimited tracks. Isn't that a dream, or could it lead to ethical concerns?
For sure, unlimited downloads are enticing, but where do we draw the line between accessibility and taking advantage of artists?
That's a tricky balance. Plus, what if the app doesn't support indie artists? Do they get overlooked in this mix?
You make a valid point there. If they rely heavily on platforms like YouTube, some indie gems might get lost.
And what about user experience? With all these features, does it feel overwhelming or more intuitive?
I think it's meant to be user-friendly, but there's always a learning curve with new apps. Can be hit or miss, right?
Yeah, and an app's design can make a huge difference. If it's cluttered, even great features can feel useless.
Exactly. I can already see how exploration could be hindered by a confusing interface.
So would you give Nuclear a try? Or are you concerned about those potential downsides?
I'm intrigued. I'd love to explore more, but I'd keep my expectations in check because of these caveats.
Right, that's a sensible approach. It's about discovering how it handles both the features and the limitations.
True, and I think it's exciting that users are encouraged to participate in shaping how the app evolves.
For sure, it could lead to a more tailored experience in the long run, but I wonder how they manage that feedback.
That's a good question. A transparent system for suggestion analysis could really boost user trust.
Exactly, and seeing user input translate into real changes would keep a community engaged.
Plus, with the open source model, it's easier to see how it adapts over time, right?
Yeah, transparency in development could be a game changer for user loyalty and support.
So let's recap. We've got variety, user engagement, and that balance of risks versus rewards.
And perhaps some ethical questions about access and artist recognition. It's a mixed bag, really.
Exactly. It leaves us pondering about the future of music streaming and how we value art.
Well, I think the conversation itself is fascinating. There's so much more to unpack about music's role in our lives.
Absolutely, and I can't help but wonder what's next in this evolution of music access.